Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of MSME Masterclass. I am honored to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's session, Mr. Bindu Madhav, a seasoned finance leader with extensive experience in strategic financial management, risk mitigation, and business growth strategies. As the Chief Financial Officer at NASH Industries India Pvt Ltd, he directs the group's financial strategy, funding decisions, and business growth. Previously, he served as the CFO at Ajax Engineering Pvt Ltd, where he managed financial operations for a global leader in concrete equipment and oversaw turnovers exceeding INR 1,000 crores, and in USD it's 150 million. With over 20 years of experience in financial leadership, he has collaborated with major organizations including Danfoss, SHV Energy, Indo-Jordan Chemicals, and SPIC, showcasing his expertise in budget forecasting, tax planning, financial reporting, and risk management. His profound understanding of financial structures, regulatory frameworks, and capital management renders him a highly sought-after expert. In today's session, he will provide key insights into the Union Budget 2025 and its implications for the manufacturing sector, presenting strategic perspectives on navigating financial policies and leveraging incentives for sustainable growth. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Bindu Madhav. Good afternoon, sir, and we're pleased to have you today with us.
Thank you. Thank you for a great introduction. And it is very nice to connect with all of you, though through the virtual mode. Very brief, as she told about my introduction. And as she told, I was working with various companies in the finance field, and especially the present one, NASH Industries, where we are the supplier for many of the MNCs and other things. Also, we have another group company called NASH Energy, where we manufacture the lithium-ion battery cells, and we are the first one in India to have a good amount of production in the lithium-ion cells. A brief about me in regard to my career. And if you ask me my few thoughts on the budget, right? It is as everyone anticipated and everyone is seeing, it is a very good, great relief for the middle class, especially, right? And the salaried, which is long due. And in fact, probably many of the WhatsApp messages, and you would have seen, there are few quite people who are started saying that before the budget, okay, this will also be similar lines like earlier years, where we may not able to get some good relief kind of thing. But it's a good fortune. The government has heard all of us and given some kind of relief for the middle class, especially. And though it is looks like a relief for the middle class, but if you ask me, my personal opinion, it is not only relief for middle class, it is a momentum growth for the consumer related products and the related economy, right? So this will be a good booster. It is like an indirect booster for the whole economy, be it like once you start saving the taxes, obviously the people will start spending on a few items. It could be two-wheeler, it could be four-wheeler, depending on their budgets, or it could be some consumables and other things like clothing and other electronics. So we give at least what I saw in the what I heard from other people, a momentum of at least 5 times kind of thing, 5 to 10 times momentum will happen in the economy, which is especially required considering more domestic focused one. And this will be kind of not only improve our domestic economy, also it will help us, the industry, whole manufacturing industry, and also the other sectors in an indirect way. Yeah, this is my overall comment on the budget.
Thank you for setting the context, sir. We will now move on to the first question of our session for today, which is, what are the key incentives introduced in Budget 2025 for businesses in the manufacturing sector?
Yeah, the government has given few incentives, but however, compared to the earlier, where probably if any people, if they start looking for earlier years like 1991 Manmohan Singh kind of thing, we can't expect that kind of rebates and reliefs kind of thing. Rather, because the maturity was of the industry was much better compared to those years. So considering that, what they have done in a very good way is they have given an indirect booster. Like just to give a few examples, is like EV sector where presently we have the business. They have given a good relief for the capital goods for plant and machinery related ones. So that what will happen, this will improve the local manufacturing, and also they increased the MSME limits, right? Which will again put some more industries into the medium or small segment, which they will get some good relief, good supports from either it could be from PSU banks, or it could be from government of India, or it can be from other corporates where they have to pay within 45 days and kind of thing. So as a overall, it is not a direct kind of thing like good olden days where we will give some ADIA benefits or Section 10 exemptions kind of thing. Rather, government has chosen an indirect pathway, which is in line with our overall tax structures. If you see, even for individuals also, they started reducing all the allowances and asking us to move to the new structures where you don't have any kind of deductions and other things. However, they started increasing the limits and the basic exemptions and standard deduction and other things, by which they will be giving some kind of relief. So overall, this is how it is an indirect relief for the whole manufacturing sector rather than direct one. And few more are they even in the budget they announced like they want to form a committee on manufacturing processes and other things to study and improve the what is the way it should be helping the industry wise. And also one more good factor what I can see is on the AI. So they are going to they announced some funds towards the AI and capacity building kind of thing. So these are the good measures for the industry as an indirect way.
Understood. So, how will the updated taxation policies impact small and medium-sized manufacturers?
As I mentioned, for the corporate sector, there is no direct kind of thing relief. However, they have given a very strategically in a indirect relief. One is they increased the limits for exemption limits and increase the slabs for the individuals, which, as I mentioned, it will improve the whole consumer industry. It is not specific to any kind of one industry. So obviously that will help. If you see the present manufacturing as per the budget, what they have announced, almost close to 1 crore registration were happened in the MSME sector last 1 year, right? And more than 36% of the 45%, sorry, 45% of exports are happening through the MSME sector. And considering the change, the scenario limit was increased from 2.5 times in the MSME registration sector. Obviously, more industries, more companies will come into the picture. And if they have not done this, unlike earlier years, if they have not done this, then it will have been many of the medium or companies would have been out of MSME purview, by which they will be losing the benefits or relief, whatever it is. So this is a whole indirect way of giving booster for the whole economy and as well as MSME sector.
Okay. So, are there any significant changes in the capital expenditure allocation for manufacturing related infrastructure?
Whole infrastructure wise, in fact, what I saw is the budget. Earlier budget was around 11.1 trillion rupees, what they have announced in the last year. However, in the budget estimates, whatever revised estimates, what we say, they could not meet this target. So, infrastructure as a separate sector wise, there was not much allocation. So 11.1 to 11.2, as if we see the number wise. However, what they have done excellent, one good thing is they have given another 1.5 trillion rupees for the whole states. So what is happening, almost all the states, this is the situation presently, what is happening, they are more focused on the freebies or whatever the support to the below poverty line people, rather than spending on the infrastructure. So there is a big gap, though the central government whether 10 trillion or 11 trillion they are spending on the infra, but the state level wise it is going in a horrible way. You can see even our Bangalore roads or any other city roads, right? What is happening? So if it is like national highways are going good, whereas other state level infrastructure projects are not going well. So considering that they have allocated this amount towards the states, they will give as a free interest-free loan which can be repaid, I think 15, 20 years. So that will give a big relief for the states so that they can start spending on these amounts in the infrastructure. So this is again another good way of strategic relief for the whole infra booster. That's what I can say.
So how does Budget 2025 tackle the increasing input cost for manufacturers?
It's this place not much happened in the from the government of India. However, very few sectors, as I mentioned, they got some good relief. However, overall, this was not much focus. Probably one could be the already earlier years they have already given some relief to the manufacturing sector and other things, and now they want to focus on the people rather than every time industry lobby kind of thing. And the second thing is, however, they have targeted kind of thing they have taken up, like it is one is like EV sector, right, where they have given not only for EV cells and mobiles, they have given some capital goods exemptions, around 26 for mobile and 35 capital goods for the non-mobile sector. So this will be a good kind of improvement for the industry as such.
Sir, have there been any provisions in Budget 2025 that have encouraged green and sustainable manufacturing practices?
It's a good focused point for the government. In fact, Nirmala Sitharaman, when she was presenting the budget in the parliament, she has categorically told, saying that their focus will be on the green energy and the related one. So it is no doubt they have a good focus. And as a strategy, as I mentioned, they already announced one or two points like customs duty reduction kind of thing in the budget. However, I feel more things will follow, and especially their government from the government side, there are three sectors which they are more focused towards the sustainability. One is the solar, where rooftop solar, the government is improving and they are pushing more, and which will increase the green energy overall percentage wise of the Indian economy, because the more major power and other things consumption is happening in the rural and as well as the household sector. So if they are able to put there, which is a small segment, that will be a good relief economically for the people and also green energy revolution. So it is a two-way firing the bird. And second thing is in the hydrogen, which they are more focused. And the third one is on the nuclear power, though it is we can say that it is towards the reduction of coal. It will definitely help. If you see the budget wise, they announced some small medium reactors they want to have that. So these are the kind of things which points will definitely directly announced in the budget, and more points there probably operationally they will bring to the guidelines kind of thing in the future kind of thing.
Understood. Moving on, sir, how will the announced revisions to customs duty affect the import and export of manufactured goods?
Customs duty, they have simplified. That itself a big relief for the industry. And earlier, so many rates and so many structures and other things, which is putting a lot of burden on the industry, how to tackle that kind of thing. And second big relief is towards, earlier almost like 15 different slabs are there. Now they cut short 7 and only left out 8. And second thing is on the related to few specific items they have streamlined, like import related one. However, overall, if you see, it is towards the simplification and giving more relief to the businessman towards the compliance. If you see the one of the thing Honorable Nirmala Sitharaman ji mentioned in the budget speech as well, saying that they want to leave the compliance burden and reduce the compliance burden overall. And this is how they want to do that. And in the similar way, they have brought a new concept also, like a bill of entry revision or voluntary payment of the customs duty, which was not earlier not there. So earlier, as industry, if I want to pay some, I noticed some error, and even though I noticed that it is by mistake happened, though I want to pay the customs duty, it is not there is no regulation or section which provides that. Now that it is there, and by which voluntarily I will pay, so that there won't be any kind of non-compliance from my side, and also it will save interest penalty, and also showcase that compliance-wise I am good kind of thing. So these are the few measures were taken in related to the customs.
So how does Budget 2025 aim to tackle challenges in skill development for manufacturing workers?
Manufacturing workers wise, earlier year they have done excellent provisions where they brought under the CSR, and not top 500 companies they have to do they have to allocate some kind of CSR funds towards the training and other things. However, current budget there is no direct proposal like that. However, what they have done is giga workers, what is one of the major kind of thing, labor force of the India presently. So they have given a good social security protection for them, and this is a good kind of step what they have taken. Or as I mentioned, there is no direct proposal kind of thing. Whatever the earlier years they have taken the steps and other things that has to come into the operational effect, and which definitely will improve the skills and give good relief for the manufacturing sector.
So because you use the term giga workers, for the better understanding of our attendees, could you please share what giga workers mean? What does it entail?
Okay. The giga workers are more the guys who are supporting us and delivering the through like Swiggy or Amazon, or it could be Big Basket, all these people. So they are not the direct employees, and they are the indirect workforce where they are helping, and not only for the companies and us and economy. So they are the persons who are in between the big OEMs and as well as the consumers. So these are called giga workers, which definitely now, considering our huge business happening in these fields, so there are many of the employees are working on this field.
Got it. So are there any new incentives for adopting advanced technologies like AI, robotics, or IoT in production processes?
Yeah, as I mentioned, one of the measure they have allocated some funds towards specific to the AI, which is now whole world is more towards that, and everyone is running behind that. So obviously, government of India also don't want to be out of the race. So they allocated some funds towards that, and so that there will be some kind of focus on developing the AI. And in addition to that, obviously, the earlier measures, whatever they have taken and other things will come into the picture. And now we are already very good in space, and which again increase in the allocation. And the defense wise, again, the allocation was increased. And they have also told that there the automation in the railways, like through Kavach and other things, they want to implement 100%. So all these projects are indirectly benefiting the whatever the AI or robotics kind of thing. May not be direct, but these are the other few steps what the government has proposed.
So what role does the PLI, which is Production Linked Incentive Scheme, play in the current budget for manufacturers?
There is no PLI announced in the budget. However, whatever the PLIs, whatever they announced is earlier related to the earlier as a kind of policy decisions they have given, and which are many are in the implementation stage. It could be a two-wheeler, EV two-wheeler, or battery cells or kind of thing. So solar is another one. All these are in the operational stage. So obviously they have not come with any new kind of thing. Rather, they want to give as a kind of status quo. One way for the industry, this is also excellent one, because any kind of if you keep changing the whatever the strategies and business and kind of thing, then the industry wise it will be little difficult to take the decision making. So that way they want to maintain the status quo, and there is no separate PLIs as such announced in the budget.
Okay. How will the government's infrastructure push influence supply chain efficiencies for manufacturers?
The few points what they have announced in the related to the supply chain. One is on the related to infra spending. As I mentioned, they have increased around 11.2 trillion rupees was announced towards the infra spending, and the second one is related to the 1.5 trillion rupees what they are giving to the states for the specific to the infra spend or capex spend. So these two are good measures. In addition to that, they are going to bring the Bharat network in terms of the customs and supply chain and other things, which is in operational one. If at all, if that goes smooth, it is a big, excellent step, a bold step, what I can say, for the whole industry. Because now what is happening, each and every supply chain is in a fragmented places. And now they want to bring everything into a network kind of thing, which will definitely help the industry.
Understood. So moving on, what new policies have been introduced to facilitate ease of doing business for small manufacturers?
As I mentioned, there is no direct kind of measures what they announced much in the budget related to industry. The major related is more in the strategic budget what they have, what I can say, towards the improvement of economy through consumer spending and through middle class spending, and also improvement towards the MSME sector. So these are the few measures what they have considered given in the budget, rather than any direct measures towards the manufacturing sector.
Are there additional export promotion schemes to help Indian manufacturers compete globally?
Not so. As I mentioned, the whole budget theme is it is the indirect benefits, right? Indirect measures what the government is going to take, rather than specific to the industry. Specific to the industry, or there are few. I won't say no, but there are few. Which are very very specific and which are more required kind of thing, like it could be power sector where they want to build a small reactors, nuclear reactors, be it could be solar, be EV or MSME kind of thing. However, there is no kind of direct PLI or direct benefits and direct clauses which are towards a specific sector.
And sir, has the budget addressed any concerns regarding energy costs and their impact on the production?
Sorry, in between the, I could not hear. Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah. Has the budget addressed any concerns regarding energy costs and their impact on production?
Okay, energy cost wise, it is a big subject because many of the power, not many, all the power discoms are under the state purview. So the central government wise, it can do very small things. However, also just to say, the state, many of the state governments, they are giving huge subsidies to the industry rates, or sorry, not industry rate, consumer power charges, which is impacting the industry. So the production rate is X, the industry is paying almost 3x of the rates. So definitely it is one of the concern for the whole industry. However, rather than direct benefit or direct attacking, because it is a state subject more, the government has given in an indirect way. As I mentioned, a few reforms like the nuclear reactor is one small nuclear reactor, which will improve the power availability for the industry. And second is the solar is one more, because already we are in the good space in the solar related one. So they have given some kind of reliefs towards the solar. and also the cells where we can store the energy kind of thing. So these are the few steps they have given, but not any direct kind of thing, because it is state subject.
So, what tax saving opportunities should manufacturers leverage from Budget 2025?
There are no direct proposals for the manufacturing companies. In fact, the few of the expected provision which government has not brought to the is manufacturing sector wise, they have given a relief for taxation rate of 15%, which was dropped in the last year. So many representation, including our company, has given representation for that. However, government has not considered that. Probably they felt that it is a time already they have given good number of years for the relief for the manufacturing sector. So now it is the relief should be given to the consumer people, middle class especially, so that overall economy will be in a good way.
How does the budget incentivize collaboration between manufacturers and research institutions for innovation?
That is one. This is one more probably expected point which was government has not considered. Earlier there are many benefits like research and other things, scientific research elements and other things, which were dropped because of the corporate tax was reduced. And considering that there are no much direct benefit. However, they announced a few kind of improvements related to skill development in the last budget, CSR spending, and also a few IITs improvements and other things, which definitely will help the industry.
How will the new labor law amendments proposed in Budget 2025 affect factory operations?
The labor law is they have not much with the budget. However, government has done its own whatever the central laws. Now it is state specific, and as we saw, a few states already they have implemented many of the provisions. So we heard about whether we have to work for 70 hours or 90 hours. So all these things will address in the new labor laws. So that there won't be kind of any difference of opinions or ambiguity between the employees and industry. And many of these labor laws were drafted probably many of years back, which were not addressed towards the present economic scenario. It could be, just to give an example, is IT. Nothing was mentioned related to IT. It is more Factories Act what is there. And the second thing is like giga workers, what I mentioned, nothing was there. There is no concept of giga workers earlier, which we know. So these are the few kind of concepts which were presently more percentage wise, it is more in terms of the labor force. So obviously they have to address all these concerns which they try to do towards the new labor codes. However, as again this is a state specific subject, it is left to the state how they will be implementing.
And so my last question to you, what's the government's roadmap for making Indian manufacturing globally competitive by 2030?
Yeah, it is a excellent question, what I can say, because the more focus is make in India. Earlier years we are talking China plus one, we are talking. However, after the whole world political scenario changed after the Trump elected, right? Everyone started looking what is the way and India can be in the global economic sector, and how the exports wise, and which is obviously required for our Indian economy wise, and also the fiscal deficit control policy wise, we require to export, because till now we are a major imported economy, be it oil or be it gold or electronics, everything we are importing, which is hurting our rupee against the dollar and other things. So considering that, government has put its own efforts to improve whatever the best they can do in towards the export incentives and related to the manufacturing sector, and also reduced the, as I told, MSME cap wise they have revised so that many of the industries can be part of the MSME, and also they can claim the export benefits and export benefited loans and other things. So these are the many steps government has taken. Now it is industry how they want to utilize that, because the opportunities wise is huge, no doubt on that. Now, how the industry will operate and how they will utilize this, whatever the rules and regulations framed by the government is left to the industry.
With that, we've come to the end of today's episode. So thank you so much for sharing your insights on Budget 2025, Union Budget 2025, and its incentives for the manufacturing MSMEs. Your insights have surely given a lot of intel to our attendees who are online. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
For our attendees who are online, if you'd like to view any of our previously shot episodes, if you've missed any part of the current episode, you can go on YouTube, type GSW1 MSME, and you will find all our episodes uploaded there. Thank you once again, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you.